Yeah.
So providing it's sort of positive heat,
Yeah.
then I think you're okay. But no, we know we're going to do it. And it's not, I mean, I'm not saying we do this every day.
No, no,
We're
but it
pretty,
does happen.
but it does happen. There was a couple over in the UK, and we were talking to them last year at an event, and they were talking about relationships and this sort of thing, whatever. And this couple said, the girl said to me, the woman said to me, she said, they've been together for like 8 years, and she said, we've never had a cross word with each other. We were very calm, very serene, never a cross word. We meditate together, we do yoga together, and all this sort of thing. And Lynn said to me after, she said, my goodness, doesn't sound very exciting, does it? Anyway, so it's not compulsory, but
Yeah.
I think when you get people who are bright, intelligent, enthusiastic, independently minded, strong-willed, you get two of those together, you're going to get a lot of light, but you expect some heat as well. It's how you control it.
Yeah.
No, I think that arguing and a bit of letting off a bit of steam is okay. There has to be some sort of boundaries that you are, not that you should write them down, but the boundaries beyond which people shouldn't go, I think. So we wouldn't go beyond. Bit of heat and a bit of shouting is okay, but no, we don't let it escalate beyond. And the other thing as well, I think, the deal we have, the deal that we made a promise to again when we were kids at 16 years old, 17 years old, that we were going to be together forever. So although we fight, we fall out, it is, and this sounds very harsh, but it's like being in a knife fight when you're chained together. There's no point in slashing at each other because you're chained together. So you may as well get over it, agree, do the deal, and move on. Because if separation, which for us separation was never an option, only because we recognised we didn't want to do that. So therefore, that brings this level of sort of temperament to it to a certain extent. And you may as well get over yourselves and get on with it, and drop the ego as well. I found for me, I have to drop the ego because doing what I do, I'm on stage and all this sort of thing. Very easy for me to go into sort of high ego mode, as Lynn will tell you.
Now, in 34 years of marriage, 41 years of being together, has there been a ritual that you have kept along the way and that has kept your relationship on track?
It's not so much a ritual. I suppose it's a pattern. Because all the things we've done, business-wise, travel-wise, all the things we've done. We have one rule and one law that we decided on when we were kids. This is on the school bus almost. And the rule is don't be apart for more than 16 hours at a time.
How did you get to 16 hours?
Because we knew that we'd be working hard independently together career-wise and working silly hours occasionally.
Yeah.
So, we'd be off early morning and back very late at night. But we thought, well, 16 hours would allow us both to do what we've got to do. But the deal always was, because of the separation we had for those 5 or 6 years, was in principle, we eat dinner every night together and we're home together as a pair, regardless of whatever we do during the day. Now that rule can be sort of broken by negotiation. So Lynn may go off somewhere and do something, or I might. But we have to agree on that, and it's a bit of a fun one, really. So that's one that's kept us sort of on track. And the other one is a law. We have a law that we can't break, and the law is we can look but we can't touch. So it's okay to, and I find this quite odd. I find this quite odd sometimes when I hear this when a woman in a partnership or relationship will see an attractive guy and notice him, or the guy will recognize an attractive woman and notice them, and that becomes a source of sort of argument and tension. Well, I've never understood that. If Lynn sees an attractive guy or whatever, and she comments, when we worked in the dance business, in the ballroom dancing business, some of these dancers used to come into the business to have their suits.
They're all gay.
Oh, well, I was quite safe. But these are sort of very extremely good-looking guys. And Lynn, obviously, was quite taken with them. And it's okay, that's absolutely fine. So look, but don't touch. So look, be aware, but don't touch. And those are the two sort of principles that we've used as a guide, I suppose, for us.
Wow, that's great. And I'm sure many of the listeners will be probably reflecting a little bit themselves about their own behavior and their own forbidden thoughts. And it's I think a recipe for disaster to not acknowledge that there is attraction or
absolutely
maybe even desire, but between
it's
thinking and
what you
doing.
do with it.
Yeah,
I think it's
exactly.
what you do, behavior you do act upon. If I am trusted to
Yeah,
be able to look, not like some voyeur or something, but just appreciate, you know, I mean, when it's appreciate, that's okay. And the same for Lynn. There's no threat, there's no risk of
yeah,
anything else happening, there wouldn't be, but to not recognize that's how we're wired, I
yeah.
think as people, I think that can be a recipe for a lot of tension if you're not very careful. But also maybe it's a point that would raise a question for me, at least, of something else in the relationship that is not quite as strong as it should be, the
Mm-hmm.
trust or whatever, that type of thing, perhaps. But
Mm.
I'm not a psychologist, but that would certainly strike me, I would have thought.
Yeah, that would strike me as well. These so if something is if you're forbidden to feel something by the other person, then it's not natural.
Absolutely.
So, what would be your 5 tips for surviving or helping a relationship survive in this crisis?
I thought about this. I've got them written down here, so I'm going to get them across. I was thinking about this last night. I did speak to my boss, Lynn, about this. I think for this particular crisis here, what we're finding is working is maintain independent spaces and routine.
Yeah.
So we have the business to run. We both
Mm-hmm.
have our routines. We are working in separate spaces, which is good. But also we have a list of blue jobs and pink jobs. So I have jobs that are mine, and Lynn has jobs that are hers. I
Mm-hmm.
do my stuff, she does her stuff, and away we go. So I keep it, even if you're in the same apartment or
Mm-hmm.
house, keep a bit of space, I think, is probably
Mm-hmm.
the key, because otherwise you'll end up killing each other. Always eat together. We found this in this unusual situation. We always make sure we sit down as a family and eat at the
Mm-hmm.
correct and proper time, not just a sandwich at the
Mm-hmm.
computer or anything like that. We eat together. We share the chores, probably more than we do normally to a degree, but there's always this potential for, you know, a little bit of maybe, well, I loaded the dishwasher yesterday, it's your turn today, or what. So just be careful of that. We tend to have keep a scoreboard in our minds.
Yeah.
So I think just share the chores.
Yeah.
I've learned how to use a tumble dryer. You know, there's a result. So after 40 years, I can use a tumble dryer.
I thought you learned how to iron.
I can, yes, I did. Yes, it's not my number one skill, I have to say, but yes, I can use an iron. So share the chores.
Mm-hmm.
I keep it fun. I just think smile about this situation.
Yeah.
If you can enjoy, this is a unique life situation. Enjoy it. You know, even tough as it may be, all the uncertainty, all the crap that's going on. Make it a bit of fun. Have a laugh about it. You know, joke. Keep it light and bright, because it's going to end at some point. So keep it light. And the 5th one is plan for after. Plan
Yeah.
for what will you do next. When the bunker opens up and we can come out, will we go back to exactly what we did before? What would you change? Would you change lifestyle or diet or work pattern or whatever? Have a plan for the future, because I find having a plan is a vision,
Yeah.
is a very powerful motivator. It gives us hope. And
Yeah.
if we haven't got hope, then all things turn down. So I think have a plan or some sort of creative vision for the future as well.
Well, these are great tips, David, from somebody who's very experienced in a committed monogamous relationship. So thank you very much for sharing your wisdom with us today. And if you listeners out there are interested in sharing your story about your relationship, how do you keep your relationship alive and happy, by all means, reach out and contact me. I would love to speak to you and share these beacons of hope with the community. So thank you, David. And I will see you later anyway for the virtual wine tasting. I'm looking forward to it, and I will have some wine for today. So, have a great day.
Thank you, and you. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.